Thermaltake is not a company you generally associate with peripherals, but their TT Esports line is gaining popularity, so with that in mind, let's check out the Knucker Elite combo. This bundle includes a keyboard and mouse for just 55 Aussie dollars, which is well priced to be competitive in this market space. Let's start off with the tour of the mouse. On the left hand side is two small clicky side buttons which are positioned nicely for me to reach with ease. Below that is a large lip to rest your thumb on, but I found this to be more inconvenient than anything else as it is smooth plastic, so my thumb kept sliding upwards and accidentally pressing the side buttons. I found it easier to actually hold the mouse by this side grip instead, but this caused me pain after prolonged use from it digging into my thumb as it has a pointed edge, making gripping this mouse quite awkward. On the right hand side is an identical grip, which again I found myself awkwardly holding this piece with my fingers instead of resting them along the mouse body. I am unsure if this is just due to my hand size, but this mouse was overall incredibly hard to grip. One more thing to note on both sides is there is this tiny bit of slightly textured plastic at the front, but my fingers nor thumb rest on it, so it is pointless, and I would prefer the centre part of these sides to have some form of texturizing to stop my fingers from slipping so easily. Out the front of the mouse is a 1.8mm black braided USB 2.0 connector that allows the mouse to connect at a polling rate of 1000 Hz. On top is two solid left and right click buttons with unknown switches rated at 10 million clicks. Between those is a rather large rubber coated scroll wheel with somewhat defined steps but not great and requires slightly too much pressure to actuate comfortably. Positioned just slightly too far back is the DPI button, which allows you to change to 800 DPI, which is represented with red, 1600 DPI, which is blue, or 2400 DPI, which is purple. Underneath is four medium Teflon feet, which do a great job of unhindered smooth gliding of the mouse body. In the centre is the Avago 5050 optical sensor, which is a great budget sensor. All around the mouse are lighting zones such as along either side, the logo on the palm area, around the DPI and scroll wheel, even underneath, which looks awesome and unique. The lighting effects on offer are three static colours tied to your current selected DPI, a gradient changing the effect of the three colours, or a fading in and out of three colours, which are all pretty basic, which is a shame really. To change the effects, you press the DPI button as well as either of the two side buttons, but please note this will also change your DPI, which is a huge pain. This mouse is made from smooth glossy plastic but is quite well made with no body flex and only the scroll wheel rattling when shaken. The body is symmetrical, meaning it can be used by both left and right-handed users. Size wise we're looking at 126mm long, 79mm wide and 42mm high, making this quite a large mouse. Weight wise the mouse is 112 grams, which makes it quite a heavy mouse. Over to the keyboard now. The board is a standard 104 key layout with no additional keys set aside for macros or quick launch functionality. The keycap font is basic but easily legible with lighting shining around the keycap, not through it. Underneath the keycaps, we find the TT Esports designed plunger switches with a tactile bump to try and feel more mechanical and rated for 20 million presses. The stem is Cherry MX compatible, so you could replace the keycaps if you desire. The switches feel quite solid with a tiny bit of mushiness at the beginning but requires a good amount of force to actuate, but it doesn't recognise the press unless you bottom out the switch entirely. The F1 through to 4 keys double as media keys, with F5 to F7 being volume controls and F8 toggling gaming mode when coupled with the function button located next to the right Alt key. F9 through to 12 is lighting effects with the pause break button allowing you to switch between the same three colours of the mouse. F9 is a solid colour. F10 is fading in and out of a single colour. F11 is fading in and out of the three colours. And F12 is a cycling effect of the three colours. The up and down arrows change the speed of the effect, and page up and down affects the overall colour's brightness. Print screen doubles as Windows disabled key, and scroll lock allows you to record up to 3 macro profiles using the 4, 5 and 6 on the number pad. The board area extends down the bottom to be used as a wrist rest, but instead my palms hung slightly over the edge which dug into my hands, which caused me to twitch occasionally and accidentally press the keys that my fingers were hovering over. This area is also quite thick, making it high to rest my palms properly on the desk area, which just added to the discomfort factor. Again, the USB connector is braided and 1.8 meters in length with a USB 2.0 connector attached to the end, which also allows the keyboard to connect at 1000 Hz polling rate and give it 24 key anti-ghosting. Underneath is 4 small rubber feet that do a terrible job of preventing the keyboard from sliding. There are 2 flip-out plastic feet at the top to allow for some extra height for a more comfortable typing experience. Size-wise, we're looking at 470mm long, 187mm wide, and 39mm high with the feet extended. Weight-wise, we are looking at 862 grams. Build quality is okay, with the majority of the keyboard being made from plastic with a lot of deck flex. Now that's out of the way, it's time for a typing test to hear these switches in action. It's time to test this combo out, with the first few tests being for the mouse. Sensor recognition height is first, which I do by slowly lowering the mouse towards the mouse mat to see when the sensor is being recognised. This is a pass, as the sensor wasn't picked up until a couple of millimeters off the mat, which isn't an issue. The next test is line prediction, which I do by trying to draw a straight line and see if the sensor unnaturally corrects the line to make it appear straighter. Unfortunately, this is a fail, as the sensor constantly tried to correct the line. Sensor skipping is the next test, which I do by drawing a continuous spiral and checking for breaks within the image. This is a pass, as the spiral stayed connected. The final mouse only test is to test for signs of acceleration, which I do by rapidly dragging the mouse left to right to see if at any point it accelerates or decelerates in movement speed. This is a pass, as no or very little acceleration seemed present to me. Game testing is up next, and I decided to play some Fortnite, as I feel it is a game that requires both precise aim as well as a lot of fast key presses to be successful at both building and outmaneuvering enemies. The mouse sensor performed great, although gripping the body by the side pieces does take its toll after a while. The discomfort my hand felt when resting on the base area of the keyboard caused a lot of issues the longer I played, and actually affected the speed at which I played the game at. In conclusion, I cannot recommend this product over something like the Devastator 3 or the Deathfire EX, as they are both superior products and cost about the same. The one redeeming feature of this combo is the mouse sensor itself being one of the best I've used in a budget-minded keyboard and mouse set. It may be the size of my hands or the grip style I use, but this combo just isn't for me due to how unnatural it feels using both these items, so the Devastator 3 is still my recommended combo for now. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you really enjoyed it, please consider subscribing for more reviews and other content in the future. If you have a suggestion, question or criticism, leave a comment, and thank you very much for watching.